I don't know what's going on, baka the connection is not good enough. Okay guys, bumalik tayo dito. I hope my audio is much better right now. Again, thank you so much again sa lahat ng mga prayers niyo and support niyo, and I think thank God, I think things are moving in a better direction because of your prayers and the good vibes and love that you're sending across. Um, so sobrang grateful ko sa inyo. Sabi ko kahit halos wala na rin akong boses, I'll try to also make my own humble 2 cents intervention tonight in light of some of the developments that happened sa fourth day, if I'm not mistaken, of elections. No, uh, I say elections because for me, the moment na nag-file ng certificate of candidacy, I think effectively yun na yung beginning na elections to me. So even if formally speaking the elections doesn't start until next year para sa akin, the election has effectively started. So again, thank you so much sa lahat ng mga nagmamahal sa atin, nagmamahal sa ating mga adhikain at nakikinig dito sa mga programa natin kahit ganito yung boses natin. Ngayon, balikan po natin itong discussion na to. So sabi ko today, para sa akin mahalaga yung araw na to kasi sa isang banda, nakita natin no, yung predictable marketing PR stunt na gagawin ng mga Villars. So Camille Villar, who I think is not much younger than me, also a millennial, pinosition niya yung sarili niya bilang essentially first major or at least first millennial candidate for a national office. At sabi ko nga, isa sa mga pinaka nakakapagtaka sa ating politika is napakaliit ang partisipasyon o representasyon ng mga millennials pagdating sa elected offices. Pag tinignan natin ibang bansa, France recently had a prime minister who was a millennial. Si Emmanuel Macron in 2017 was only 37 years old when he became the president of France. So he's a very young Gen X, almost overlapping with millennials. And then kung titignan mo yung sistema sa Europe, Scandinavia, Germany, UK, even in the United States, marami mga millennials, if not even Gen Zs, ay kasama na dyan sa Senado. If I'm not mistaken, J.D. Vance is almost a millennial, or technically almost a millennial, and he's not only a senator of the Republic, he is also a vice presidential candidate, and J.D. Vance could be considered as also the next presidential candidate and a potential successor to Donald Trump kung manalo si Donald Trump sa darating na election sa Amerika. And base sa mga latest na surveys na nakikita natin, malaki pa rin ang chance ni Donald Trump na makabalik sa White House. So J.D. Vance will automatically be in line to succeed him because there are doubts as to whether Donald Trump will stay in power beyond 4 years. Not to mention, I think there are also restrictions for an American president to serve, 3 terms, something like that, especially after the Roosevelt years. But mahabang usapan yan. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert in American Constitution in light of the example or the reforms that happened after FDR, who served multiple terms in office. So J.D. Vance, 39 years old, who's just turning 40, if I'm not mistaken, is already a presidential material. You may disagree with him. I have my issues with the guy, but I think he performed impeccably, except the last part, but the very important part, in the vice presidential debate with Tim Walz. So I can go on and on. Boric in Chile, the guy is my age. He's the president of Chile right now. So all around the world, in all major democracies, people who are millennials, very young Gen X people like Macron, and even Gen Zs are already serving in Congress, Senate, if not at the level of Prime Minister or the presidency. If I'm not mistaken, almost Gen Z, yung isa sa mga contenders ng Marie Le Pen's a National Front Party to become the next prime minister. Had their party won, France would have likely gotten a prime minister who was at around 27, 28 years old, from what I understand. So sa lahat ng mga ibang democracy, nakikita natin ang mga millennials, mga Gen Zs, very well represented, including becoming presidents and prime ministers. And don't tell me the Philippines is more democratically developed than either France or Chile. despite all of the imperfections on those in those political systems. So ang Pilipinas pa talaga behind the curve talaga in terms of representation and inclusiveness pagdating sa mga tao na hindi naman namumuno, mga public servants ang tawag natin sa kanila. So hindi lang tayo may problema sa trapo politics, meaning the tremendous amount of concentration of power among political dynasties. Pero napakalaki din ang problema natin in terms of representation of different demographics, particularly millennials and increasingly Gen Zs sa important positions of power, particularly pagdating sa national office. Now, what's interesting here is that you have someone who's a scion of a dynasty. Some would even say land grabber. That's not, we're not saying that, but at least landed elite, whatever. Now positioning herself as some sort of a representation of a new politics daw. And I think in light of that, napakamahalaga yung intervention ni Vice President Leni Robredo. So today, Vice President Leni Robredo had a very important intervention on two levels. Level 1, she unveiled yung kanyang Team Naga. Alright? So ito po yung mga public servants. Tawag ko sa kanila public servants dahil hindi sila yung traditional politicians na talagang naniwala sa good governance. Naniwala sa Robredo brand of politics. Yung iba po dyan, kilala po natin, yung mga congressmen dyan. Ito yung mga tao na lumaban. Ito yung mga tao na nanindigan. Ito yung mga tao na hindi natakot kahit dun sa kasagsagan ng Dutertismo. Sa kasagsagan ng politics of fear, of rage, of red tagging nung panahon ni Digong. So dun sa mga na-unveil na team ni Vice President Leni Robredo, kitang-kita talaga natin itong mga tao na to ay representasyon ng masasabi natin tunay na bagong politika. Tunay na bagong politika. Even if hindi sila millennial, even if medyo may edad na. And so what kung may edad ka? Wala naman sa edad yan eh. Wala naman sa gender yan eh. Sa puso yan, sa track record yan, sa vision yan. Alright? Kaya parati kong sinasabi, huwag tayo magpapadala sa shallow indicators. Huwag nyo lang tignan yung age. Huwag nyo lang tignan yung gender. Huwag nyo lang tignan yung itsura. Hopefully, diba? Tignan nyo yung puso, yung track record. No? At dito mahalaga yan. But the second important intervention na ginawa ni VP Leni Robredo is essentially your effort to make sure na hindi magkaroon ng hidwaan sa loob ng progressive movement sa Philippines. Pwede mong tawagin na pink movement, pwede mong tawagin na progressive liberal movement, pwede mong tawagin na non-trapo movement. So I think the intervention by VP Leni essentially saying na intindihan ko saan galing ang sentimento ni Senator Trillanes. Napakaganda po yung ginawa ni VP Leni at nagpapasalamat tayo na nagkaroon ng ganitong intervention. Now, pag-usapan natin itong dalawang aspeto, two polar opposites of Election Day number 4. Okay? So first, puntahan po natin si Ma'am Camille Villar, Congresswoman Camille Villar, who believes na siya po ay representasyon or harbinger ng bagong politika. Ba tayo? Mukhang hindi.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Camille Villar, and as the only millennial candidate and a member of the Filipino youth, I strongly believe na I can contribute towards new politics in our country. My values are rooted in the principles of sipag at tiyaga, o kaya hard work and perseverance, na natutunan ko mula sa aking mga magulang. Combined with my decades of experience in business and 2 terms in public service as a representative of the Lone District of Las Piñas City and as a Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, I believe I can offer fresh fresh perspectives and innovative solutions to help build a brighter future for our generation and those to come. Nais ko pong isulong ang mga bagong pananaw at mga makabagong solusyon na natutunan ko sa aking karanasan sa kabila ng aking kabataan. Ito po ang ilan sa mga advokasya na malapit sa aking puso. Una, syempre, ang makabagong kabuhayan. Hindi lamang makapagbigay ng trabaho na siyang napaka-importante po sa buhay ng ating mga kababayan, kundi trabahong progresibo na makakaangat sa pamumuhay. Nais ko pong tulungan na umasenso lahat po ng ating kababayan na nagsisimula ng kanilang mga negosyo at tulungan ng ating mga kababayan na makahanap ng magandang trabaho pagkatapos nila graduate at ma-improve ang kanilang hanap buhay para matulungan nila ang kanilang sarili at ang kanilang pamilya.
Ganyan, ganyan.
Nais ko rin po
Ay. Mukhang hindi nagkagano. Guys, respect tayo. Respect tayo. Respect my opinion. Ano sabi ng mga DDS dati? Respect my opinion na lang. Yung nila ma-defend yung... Respect na lang. Respect my opinion. Sige, respect natin.
Karoon ng makabagong suporta sa edukasyon. Dahil naniniwala po ako ng edukasyon ay ang unang hakbang para sa kabataan upang ihubog ang kanilang kinabukasan. Pag maganda po ang kanilang foundation or edukasyon, ay makakahanap sila ng magandang trabaho at pagkatapos yan, matutulungan na nilang mayangat ang antas ng buhay nila at ng kanilang pamilya.
Testa
at
na lang
syempre,
siya.
makabagong buhay sa pabahay. Naniniwala ko na pag lahat ng Pilipino ay may magandang tirahan or magandang bahay, ay magkakaroon din sila ng pagbabago.
Magandang bahay, wait lang, magandang bahay, pero, pangalanan natin yung bahay, may, mga Villar Homes ba to? Sorry guys, guys, respect lang tayo guys, respect. Mga bagong bahay, okay, sige.
O pagbubuti ng
Camellia.
kanilang buhay at sisiguraduhin natin na lahat ng mga programa at polisiya na makakatulong dyan ay susuportahan natin at isusulong natin. Mula po sa aking pamilya, natutunan ko po ang maging matulungin sa kapwa, sa mga nangangailangan. At syempre, ang pagkakailangan
Sige lang.
ng sipag at tiyaga
Sipag
para
at
makamit
tiyaga.
ang iyong mga layunin at inyong mga pangarap at maging ang katapatan sa tungkulin mo kahit anuman yun.
Yeah.
At kung papagpalain po ako at magkaroon ng pagkakataong magsilbi sa aking mga kababayan, nais ko po talagang maging bagong boses para mataguyod po ang bagong bukas para sa ating bansa. Ako po si Camille Villar. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Maraming salamat.
Sipag at tiyaga. Sipag at tiyaga. Yeah. Ayun guys, mahirap talaga ang parents mo billionaire, di ba? Mahirap. It's hard guys. Hindi billionaire yung mga pamilya ko. Baka kahit million na nga, wala eh. But, sa bagay, mahirap magkaroon ng billionaire parents, di ba? Mahirap maging billionaire. Mahirap, parang yung mga, mahirap maging pogi, parang mga ganun. Mahirap maging billionaire. They say, it's hard. Billionaire's life. Yeah, sipag at tiyaga. Guys, kitang-kita natin. They said, parang yung sinasabi ni Trump na blue-collar billionaire daw siya. Not true. Fake news. Ano daw, lahat magkaroon sana ng bahay. Baka ano yan, Camellia Homes. Hi. Well, I mean, guys, this is entertaining. Sige lang. Tingnan natin yung mga sagot niya sa mga...
Ma'am. First question, Patricia, IBC 13.
Yun.
Pass lang po ng microphone.
family niyo po naging senators na din before and
Yes.
kasalukuyang senators yung kapatid niyo at ina niyo. Any advices from them since first time niyo po tumakbo ngayon?
I am very grateful for the advice that my parents have given me throughout my life, as well as my brother. From them, I learned the many different advocacies and the many different programs that can really help our countrymen. Talagang bata pa lang kami, tinuro na sa amin ng aming mga magulang na para makamit mo lahat ng iyong mga pangarap at lahat ng mga gusto mo para sa pamilya mo at para sa kababayan mo, dapat talaga meron tayong sipag at syaga at determinasyon. And you will be amazed.
Talagang sipag at syaga talaga lang pinipilit. Sige lang, hard sell lang. Anong natuto natin kay Ma'am Cynthia? Sabi nga ni Ma'am Cynthia, hindi ko na tuloy magawa yung papa ba tayo? Yan, research kayo dyan. No, yan, yung natuto natin kay Mami. Kay Kuya naman, ano ba natuto natin kay Kuya? Ano ba ginawa ni Kuya? Ilang taon na sa... Alam mo, hindi ko pa narinig ang boses ni Kuya. Ilang taon na sa Senado. Guys, please tell me, narinig nyo ba yung Kuya sa Senado? Kahit once hindi ko narinig. But anyways, balikan natin.
At how far you can go. Bilang isang
Sipag at
public
tiyaga.
servant, palagi pong itinuturo ng aking mama na si Senator Cynthia Villar and my father, former Senate President Manny Villar, na maging tapat ka sa ginagawa mo. Talagang kailangan tumulong ka sa mga nangangailangan at tumulong ka makapagbigay ng hanap buhay, kabuhayan sa ating kapwa sapagkat iyan ang talagang makakatulong sa kanila para iangat ang antas ng kanilang buhay at buhay ng kanilang mga pamilya. Lahat po ng mga pangarap natin para sa ating sarili, para sa ating pamilya, para sa ating bansa, makukuha mo through sipag at tiyaga at determinasyon. So, I'm very
Sana naman. Sa dami naman ng pera ng natin dyan, sana naman yung PR natin medyo ginalingan. Every 2 seconds, sipag at syaga. Para pa lang to. Ano yung kay Alice Go every time may tanong paulit-ulit yung sipag at syaga. Yan. Determinasyon, in fairness. May ano pang ano dyan? Lagyan natin ng synonyms. Sipag, tiyaga, determination, commitment, resilience. Sige lang. Lalo yung sinasabi, marami akong natutunan sa parents ko. Parang, I feel bad kasi di ko magawa yung Cynthia Villar ngayon. Bakit? Hindi ko magawa si Cynthia. Alright. Parang ang huling naalala ko kay Cynthia yung dinidefend niya si Kibuloy dahil di kasi mabait daw si Kibuloy sa kanya or something like that. Pero di ba, alam mo yung kuya niya, di ko pa narinig. Since nung sinabi niya, nung DPWH secretary, DPWH tama, di ba? Nung sinabi niya na point to point, Manila, 45 minutes. Yun na yun. Since 2021. Hindi ko na narinig yung taong yan. So, tingnan natin, guys, come on. Marami siyang advice. Guys, makinig tayo.
grateful for the support, as well as my brother, Senator Mark
Ayun.
Villar, who has shown me the many different programs that work here in our country, katulad ng kahalagahan ng infrastruktura.
Sige lang.
Pero ang pinaka-importante sa lahat at ang talagang nasa puso ko ay makatulong sa nakakarami, sa mga may hirap sa abot po ng aking makakaya.
Last one for me. We see na nandito po yung family nyo. What do you feel right now na nandito po yung support nila sa inyo?
I am truly, truly grateful. I think that this position, if kung pagpapalain tayo,
Grateful daw siya. Grateful kasi syempre malapit na sila mag-family reunion, di ba? Imagine guys kung 2, 3, 4 kayo sa family, lahat kayo naging senador, tapos upo kayo sa table. O, kamusta naman ang Senate Day natin? Oo nga, yung panahon ko nga, ganun eh. Oo nga, ikaw kuya, anong gawin? Ganyan kasi nangyari sa akin. Mami, sa tingin mo, ano bang ganun? Oo nga, yung ginawa ko ganito sa ganun. Daddy, ikaw, alam mo kayo, wala kayo sa akin. Ako Senate President, ganito, ganyan. Imagine niyo yung family table. Tapos ganyan yung conversation, di ba? Ibang klase. So kahapon, daming gumawa ng issue doon. Kila Vilma Santos na ginawang family reunion yung Batangas City Hall ba, di ba? Or something like that. Ito, mas next level. Ginawang family reunion ang Senado. I mean, man, that's like next level. Senado na, Senado. Ginawang family reunion, di ba? Ibang
ay
klase.
malaking responsibilidad. Pero sa akin naman pong palagay ay naturuan naman po ako ng mga magulang ko at yung karanasan ko naman bilang isang public servant and sa pagtakbo ng sarili naming negosyo in the private sector
Yun.
ay nakatulong po sa akin. At ngayon, handang-handa na po ako na makatulong sa mas marami at handang-handa na po ako makilala ang mas marami nating kababayan para malaman ko kung ano bang kailangan natin talaga
Yun.
at ano bang mga programa at dapat
Tama,
natin
tama.
gawin para solusyonan yan.
Galing,
But in
galing.
the end, I'm also, just a daughter who needs support, and I'm very grateful for that. I believe that with the guidance and support that my family has given me,
Sipag at
and the
tiyaga,
lessons that they have
determinasyon.
taught me, I feel like I can do anything and I can be of service to our
Yun nga.
country.
Tama,
Okay,
tama.
Dwight, please.
Tama. Kailangan ba maging senador para tumulong sa bayan? Or kailangan maging senador lahat sa pamilya, no? Di ba? Kailangan ba lahat kayo maging senador para tumulong sa bayan? At of course, pagdating sa negosyo, walang kinalaman ng negosyo sa politika. Not at all, guys. Not at all. Okay?
Congresswoman Dwight De Leon from Rappler. I'd go straight to the point. In your introduction, you said that you're offering new politics. How can you do that when you're already the fourth from your family to run for the Senate? There are critics who are saying that you've made the Senate a family affair. And also, second question na rin, how would you respond to allegations of nepotism?
Actually, I think that is a very good question. I think what's very important here is that to remember here is
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. My family. Tapos, thank you very much. Dapat ganun ang sagot. Thank you very much for that question. My family. Tapos, pause. Thank you very much. Tapos, alis ka. Dapat ganun ang sagot. Para wala nang problema. Thank you very much. Yan. No?
that we were
Sige
all
lang.
elected officials.
Oo naman.
My father, my
Oo
mother,
naman.
and my brother.
Wala naman
And
pumilit.
nagpapasalamat po kami
Oo
sa
naman.
ng taus-puso sa ating mga kababayan
Oo naman.
sa patuloy nilang pagsuporta at pagbibigay ng tiwala sa aming pamilya Villar.
Oo naman.
Talagang ang gusto lang po namin ay makatulong sa nakakarami. Bata pa po ako, palagi na pong
Thank you
sinishare
talaga,
sa
guys.
akin ng
Thank
aming
you.
mga
Thank
magulang
you.
ang mga
Thank you
pangarap nila,
talaga.
hindi lang
Tumutulong
para
guys,
sa aming buhay.
Thank you po.
Kasi
Proud,
ang papa
proud.
ko po, inangat niya po ang pamilya niya sa kahirapan sa pamamagitan ng pangarap at sipag.
Grabe naman. Uy, Dennis, grabe ka naman. Demanding ka. Oh. Sabi na, iboboto ko yan. Basta may free house and lot. Yun lang. Baka mamaya na-land grab pa yan. Wala akong sinasabi Wala akong sinasabi. Sinasabi ko lang. Siguraduhin lang natin. Be careful what you wish for. Yan lang.
Tiyaga. At bata
Ayan,
pa ako,
ito,
pero
sipag at tiyaga.
tinuturo sa amin yun.
Sipag at
Na
tiyaga.
kailangan mangarap tayo, hindi lang tayo, pati na rin yung ating mga kababayan, na isang araw magkakaroon tayo lahat ng isang magandang tirahan, isang magandang buhay,
Camellia
at lahat ng
Homes.
mga pangarap
Yan
ng
ang
mga
sagot.
magulang para sa kanilang anak na makapag-aral, magkaroon ng makapagpunta sa doktor, kapag kailangan nila, magkaroon ng magandang bahay, magandang buhay. Dapat mangarap tayo at magsipag tayo at magtiyaga tayo para makuha natin yan. And we need to
Sipag at
help
tiyaga.
others. So that is what my parents
Parang 9 times ko narinig yung sipag and tiyaga. I mean, guys, alam mo kung ako, siyempre mahirap maging anak billionaire, di ba? Mahirap naman na siyempre pumasok sa politika dahil lahat naman sa pamilya, naging congressman, senator. Talagang maging very center sa aking puso, guys, ang sipag and tiyaga. Kasi mahirap ang buhay eh. Mahirap ang buhay bilyonaryo. Mahirap ang buhay kung lahat politicians sa family. It must be very hard. The pressure, the drive to excel, to serve. Yeah, kaya sipag and tiyaga. Parang 9 times yan na ginamit. Parang
have always taught me, and I believe now
yung parents, so,
that is what I
yun
want
din,
to continue.
9 times.
I believe that
I believe.
kung hindi naman po nakikita yung
I believe.
trabaho, yung dedikasyon, ay
Yun,
iba naman
dedikasyon.
po yung resulta. Pero nagpapasalamat po ako
Yun.
sa walang sawang suporta na
Yun.
ibinibigay po sa atin ng ating mga kababayan. At
Yun.
minsan, ay ayoko pong disappoint sila. Ayoko
Yun.
po silang biguin.
Kaya
Talagang-
free lot na. Free house and lot na
All I
tayo.
really want to do is share blessings, share my dreams, and work as hard as I can so that my countrymen will also be able to achieve their dreams.
Follow up.
Thank you very much, candidate. medyo, medyo ibang contest yata ang pinasok natin. Pero magandang sagot yan pag ano, no. Thank you very much. My family, thank you very much. Yun, essentially ganun. Ayan.
Just one more question.
Ah,
Kanina po, you were
sagot na.
on the other side of the room when
Sipag at
some of the
tiyaga.
Makabayan candidates were speaking and they were criticizing your mom, si Senator Cynthia, for her supposed failures now in addressing the needs of the sector as agriculture chairperson in the Senate. I would just like to get your reaction, ma'am.
I believe that everyone po is
I believe.
entitled to their own opinions.
I believe.
But I also know that my mother, Senator Cynthia Villar, is very passionate about the agricultural sector. And her real aim
Hindi ko magawa yung boses niya. Sayang. Ito na sana yung araw na may silbi yung kayang-kaya natin si Madam. May mga nagsabi sa akin, Richard, bakit pag nasa vlog nyo ni Ronald gano'n, nagkaasaran kayo, ba't ang taas ng boses? Sabi ko, hindi ko boses yan. Kay Ma'am Cynthia yan. Bakit? Hindi ko research kayo dyan. Okay, wala na, hawa na.
and motivation is to truly help our farmers have their own
I
land
believe.
and help them improve their
I believe.
lives. And to the best of her ability, she has done that.
Yun.
But yun nga, syempre, rinirespeto naman po natin
Oo, respect
ang
mo yung-
opinion ng
oo
lahat.
naman.
May karapatan naman po sila
Oo naman.
para i-express yun. Pero talaga namang from the heart
Yun.
at ang pagsilbi ng aking ina na si Senator Cynthia Villar.
Absolute.
And I think in time, if you are
Absolute.
committed to a cause and if you work hard for a cause,
Sipag at
lumalabas
tiyaga.
at labas naman ang resulta at nakikita natin yan. So,
Sipag
I
at
guess
tiyaga.
we'll just wait for the result.
Yun.
Last question. Hannah from Billionario.
Yun, bilyonaryo.
Good morning. Question lang po, how did
Bakit nung... Bakit nung nagtanong ng bilyonaryo, biglang, good morning. Diba? Parang, uy, in fairness sa bilyonaryo magazine and all, talagang paborito talaga kayo ng mga ano, diba? Nung nagtanong, Rappler, biglang, thank you very much for the question. Tapos yung nagtanong, ganyan. Tapos nung biglang nagtanong, from Billionaire Magazine, good morning. Diba? Okay talaga. Ulitin natin good morning. Gusto ko talaga ng Billionaire Magazine kasi
Pero talaga namang from the heart.
From the
at,
heart, yeah.
Ang pagsilbi
Correct.
ng aking ina na
Yes.
si Senator Cynthia
Of
Villar.
course.
And I think in time, if you are committed to a cause and if you work hard for a cause, lumalabas at labas naman ang resulta at nakikita
Sipag at
natin
tiyaga.
yan. So I guess we'll just
Sipag
wait
at
for the
tiyaga.
result.
Correct.
Last
correct.
question. Hannah from Billionario.
Hi, Kong. Good morning.
Good morning.
Question
Hi.
lang po, how did your parents take this, yung desisyon niyo pong tumakbo bilang senador?
I'm
Oo.
very grateful because they were very, very
Medyo Tony Talk yung mga tanong, di ba? Buti ba yung mga ibang tanong parang, ano ba sabi niya? Sabi nila, walang ginawa yung nanay niya dun sa Department of Agriculture, nilahit-lahit lang niya yung mga tao nag-research ka nun. Yung isa nagtanong, dami na nasa dyan, bakit pa ka pa kailangan? Pero yung, nung nagtanong ang mga bilyonaryo, ang tanong, parang Tony Talks. How did you arrive at the process? Good morning, good morning. Ganyan.
supportive.
Supportive,
I
yeah.
believe that everything they have taught me
Yun.
throughout my life,
I
they
believe.
have prepared me for this.
I
And
believe.
syempre, binili nila talaga sa akin na malaking responsibilidad yan.
Oo naman.
Siguraduhin mo na magtatrabaho ka at siguraduhin
Sipag
mo
at
na
tiyaga.
magiging tapat ka
Sipag at tiyaga.
panilbihan. So,
Oo.
yun lamang po. I will try not to disappoint the Filipino people.
Thank you, ma'am.
And, of course, my family and all the
My
people
family.
who have shown faith and support for me.
Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much, Ma'am
Maraming
Villar.
salamat.
Talaga, thank you very much. I'm not making it. You can see it yourself, guys. I'll send you the link mamaya. Biglang natan, bilyonaryo, ganun. Hi, good morning. Tapos biglang Tony Talks na, ganun. I'm telling you guys, there's journalism, like legit stuff, and then there's Tony Talk style stuff, diba? Yeah. Opinion lang daw eh. Kasi daming ginawa ni Mami eh. Si Mami, napakagaling ni Mami. Alright, okay. There you go. New politics daw, new politics. Thank you, ma'am. Guys, magpasalamat tayo. Magpasalamat tayo sa mga Villars who they so much care for the Philippines that they're willing to sacrifice their time, their energy to dedicate yung kanilang para silbihan tayo. Yun lang, hindi ko lang alam anong ginawa nila sa Senate, to be honest. Lalo yung isa, hindi ko pa narinig since sumali sa DPWH, but it's none of my business. They say. Fake news, fake news. Now, punta naman tayo sa kabila.
Ma'am, photo op ulit.
Okay, photo op.
Opportunity po.
Opo. Sige po. Thank you po. Thank you po. Sige po. Sige po. Balikan natin to. So, kanina, ibang wait lang ba? Wait lang ah. Inaano ko lang to. Ibang klase talagang Pilipinas. Good luck talaga sa atin. Good luck talaga sa atin. Para alam niyo guys, so far yung best performing video natin of the week. Magto 1.5 million views na yata sa TikTok. Yung kay Diwata. But you know what? I'll tell you what. On a serious note, if Diwata, na hindi anak mayaman, hindi anak bilyonary, hindi anak ng senador, congressman, whatever, if si Diwata ang gumamit na term na sipag at tiyaga, kahit 1,000 beses gagamitin ni Diwata ang sipag at tiyaga, honestly, okay sa akin yan. Because alam ko, for everything you can say about Diwata, for everything you can say about influencers and vloggers, for everything you can say about these influencer vloggers not belonging, blah, 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 but we know for a fact, hindi opinion for a fact, sipag at tiyaga talaga ang ginamit ng mga katulad ni Diwata to be where they are today. So baka hindi nyo trip maging congressman or whatever, fourth nominee naman, parang halos zero yung chance. But pagdating sa sipag at tiyaga, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem if the Diwatas of this world talk about the sipag and tiyaga. I'll be honest. Okay, anyway. Going to things, kanina, eto na-introduce na ang Team Naga ni VP Leni Robredo. Now, obviously, this matters a lot because VP Leni Robredo is running, from my understanding, LGU, and it looks like mayor, right? And now you have a team. And in fairness kay Kong, I'm very impressed by Kong because unabashedly, suot niya yung mga suit ni Jessie Robredo. Unabashedly, naniwala siya dun sa tunay ng kahalagaan ng kulay na dilaw. Hindi yung dilawan politics, hindi yung mga trapo na kunyari ng Liberal Party. Kasi parati ko narinig, kamusang Liberal Party, may natira pa sa kanila, kamusang Liberal Party, ganyan. Ang mga tunay na Liberal Party ay mga tao na nanatiling Liberal Party, even yung panahon ng Digong. Lahat ng mga ibang Liberal Party na lumipat kaagad kay Digong, yan ang hindi totoong Liberal Party. Yan ang mga trapo, yan ang mga dilawan, yan ang mga nagbigay ng pangit na pangalan sa dilaw, kulay na dilaw. So there's the Jessie Robredo, genuine dilaw. There's the Ninoy Aquino and supporters, genuine dilaw. And then there's all of those shameless trapos na nakisakay lang ng sa bandwagon, panahon ni Pinoy para they have the access to, I don't know, whatever version of pork barrel, whatever. And then the moment na si Digong pumasok, lahat sila nag-defect kay Digong. Yun ang mga dilawan at katrapuhan. Alright? So, so kudos to Kong for unabashedly wearing the Jesse Robredo yellow. Because for me, yun yung totoong dilaw. Hindi dilawan, hindi katrapuhan, yung tunay na dilaw. The color of hope, the color of freedom, the color of progressive politics. All right, okay. So going back to this, ang dami ko ng, baka magka-speech na rin ako. Sipag at syaga. But, so Lenny Robredo gave us an idea na hindi kailangan na millennial ka, hindi kailangan na Gen Z ka, hindi kailangan na, you belong to one gender or whatever. I'll tell you what, what happened today is very, very important. All right? Because we live in an era of identity politics. And let me be absolutely clear before some idiot tries to twist my words or some pawok na epal try to say something. I absolutely believe that we are doing the right thing by giving more voice to the marginalized folks. Whether ito yung mga gender minorities, whether ito yung mga religious minorities, right? Whether ito yung mga minorities in other forms of representation. So naniniwala po tayo sa intersectional politics. Naniniwala tayo that oppression, discrimination, marginalization cuts across different aspects of human identity. So, actually, tuwang-tuwa ako dito sa identity politics natin. In a sense that binibigyan natin ng boses at in-empower natin ang mga kababaihan, mga kapatid natin na marginalized communities, whether it's our Moro brothers and sisters, it's the indigenous communities, mga IPs, whether ito ay mga LGBTQ plus community. Ako, personally, I'm a conservative person on certain social values, pero naiwala ako sa liberalismo, not in terms of liberal party, dilawan. No, I believe in pluralism. I believe in human dignity. And as the Pope, the great Pope, Pope Francis says, sino ba tayo para humusga ng ibang tao? Diba? So if the great Pope himself says that dapat, diba, bigyan natin ng boses ng iba't ibang grupo, dapat nagiging sensitibo tayo, nagiging receptive tayo, naging bukas tayo sa diskusyon. And in a democratic sense, dapat bigyan natin ng karapatan, boses, plataforma, yung ating mga kapatid, our fellow Filipinos, our fellow human beings, people who have been marginalized and discriminated for far too long. Okay sa akin yan. And I think this represents a leap in human development and our civilizational story and journey. Having said that, ang ayoko naman mangyari is we ignore also social justice debates in a more classical sense of the word, right? Because sa aking palagay, isa sa mga problema natin nowadays is that, yes, we correctly give a lot of attention to intersectionality, to identity-related issues, to inclusivity. Okay sa akin yan. That's 100% okay with me. But let's not also forget the fundamental issue of social justice as far as class conflict is concerned. Alright? That's why I consider myself still a progressive. Because naniwala ko na isa sa ating pinakamalaking problema is yung agwat. No? Yung agwat sa pagitan ng very narrow slice na sobrang elite sa Pilipinas. Ito yung A na never mo makuha sa surveys. And then yung medyo maliit na mga B or C katulad natin, di naman tayo nagpapanggap. And then you have the vast majority ng ating kababayan, between 65 to 75% of population na either malapit sa poverty line or at best aspirational middle class. Alright? Not to mention millions na ating mga kababayan na under the poverty line. Pero para sa akin, hindi naman kailangan na under the poverty line ka, in extreme poverty in technical sense, para sabihin na may social injustice na nangyari. Para sa akin, the fact that you have tens of millions of Filipino being underpaid, exploited, mistreated, abused, intimidated, disenfranchised, that means na may fundamental problem tayo. And a big part of that is class conflict. So we have a very narrow elite of only 40 families taking home more than 2/3 of entire economic growth in the Philippines. So ayon sa World Bank, this is panahon pa ni Pinoy yan, supposedly good times for progress and development. During that time, 40 richest families took home 76% of newly created growth. For every 6 to 7% growth, more than 4% growth just went to 40 families. That for me, it's an abomination. It's a mockery of our democracy. Hanggang ngayon, despite rapid economic growth, kung ikaw ang DDS, sabihin mo, okay, si Digong ang the best. Kung ikaw ay anti-DDS, sabihin mo, Pinoy was the best. Or ikaw ay, I don't know, bagong lipunan, Maharlika Boise, sabihin mo, BBM is the best. The reality is that over the past 10 to 15 years, the Philippines has been one of the fastest growing economies. Pero sa totoo lang, yung kalagayan na ating mga magsasaka, kalagayan na ating mga mangingisda sa West Philippine Sea, kalagayan na ating manggagawa, ay hindi talaga significantly nag-improve. Marami sa ating kababayan are still living close to poverty line. Those social injustice issues, those class issues, meaning huge number of the Filipino population still close to the poverty line. That for me is a fundamental insult to our to us claiming that we are a real democracy. All right? So, sa aking palagay, we have to focus on intersectional issues. We have to focus on representation and inclusivity. But we have to also focus on, and some would even say even more, on issues of social justice, right? Pagdating sa ating mga kababayan who are definitely not getting their fair share of growth. A lot of these billionaires here who want to talk about sipag and tiyaga, hindi na natin kailangan mag-name drop dito. Obvious, tingnan mo lang naman sila, mukha ba silang sipag and tiyaga? Tingnan mo yung CV nila, mukha ba silang sipag and tiyaga? You think these people would have become dollar billionaires if, I mean, let's be honest, I am all for you becoming billionaire if you do that, if you did that based on innovation, right? So we have many billionaires around the world who became billionaires because they invented new gadgets, new iPhone, SpaceX, Tesla, whatever, right? These are people who run luxury brands, for instance, right? Which have gone through cutting edge fashion innovation and marketing, etc. Tingnan mo naman yung mga bilyonaryo sa Pilipinas. Alright? Kaya nainis ako, medyo na ano ako dun, hindi man nainis, but parang nairita ako dun sa mga ibang kaibigan natin, na impress na dun sa mga ibang oligarch ay pumila dun sa whatever airport. Parang, ganyan lang impress na tayo. You tell me, dito sa mga oligarchs natin, whatever, what wanna call them, ano pong innovation ang ginawa nila? Have they introduced to us a single new car? Have they introduced to us a single new technology? Have they produced anything of worth when it comes to manufacturing may added value? I'm not talking about yung beer or something like that. That's not real manufacturing. I'm talking about electric cars. I'm talking about semiconductors. I'm talking about electronics products. I'm talking about, even Latin America levels of innovation in manufacturing. All of those things. Wala. How did this become billionaires? People billionaires? Okay, we can talk about rent seeking. We can talk about, all sorts of different practices that made these people billionaires. You don't believe me? Read this fantastic book, How Asia Works, at Asian Godfathers, which looks at how billionaires in Southeast Asia emerged, not only in Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. Practically all of these billionaires became billionaires without really being massive innovators. Anyways, going back to this, given what we're up against, all right, in terms of bringing fundamental growth and prosperity to our country, we cannot afford to cancel culture each other and fight against each other over some disagreement on this issue or not. Hindi mo nagustuhan yung sinabi ni ganito kay Kaloy, okay, canceled na siya. Never mind, itong tao na tayo lumaban sa demokrasya, he risk or she risk her life for 10 years against Duterte. Alright. Etong tao na to, hindi mo nagustuhan yung sinabi niya ukol sa meeting ni Lenny, ganon, canceled na siya, hindi ko na siya botoyin dahil ganyan. Like, that's pathetically puerile. That's pathetically puerile. Alright? And kung ikaw ay walang track record of standing up, resisting dictatorship, authoritarianism, wala kang track record of risking your life and career, know your place. Alright? You're all entitled to criticize others, no problem. Pero huwag kang mag-virtue signaling kung wala ka namang ipakita in terms of actually sacrificing your safety, your life, your career, among other things. So, konting respeto naman dyan. So, yun lang masasabi ko dun sa mga iba dyan na nag-virtue signaling at umepal-epal. That puerile cancel culture is the enemy of progressive movement. Because any progressive movement is not based on perfect symphony or confluence of opinions and ideas. And it's almost inevitable na magkakaroon tayo ng mga disagreements ukol sa iba't ibang issue na yan. Kaya nagpapasalamat ako first kay Senator Rizal Ontiveros and most recently kay VP Leni Robredo for reminding everyone that at the end of the day, this is a common fight. This is supposed to be a united front. This is supposed to be a shared struggle. At we may have disagreements here and there, but that doesn't mean we have to go on and cancel each other and call each other names and all of that. That kind of puerile, nonsensical cancel culture doesn't belong to real democratic movement or harnessing of any social movement. Alright? Umayos kayo dyan. Have some shame. Have some shame. You disagree with me, you disagree with someone else, go ahead. Write your column. Write it down. Make a vlog. Argue it. Defend it. Provide evidence. Look at the big picture. Pero kung wala kang alam, wala ka naman research, wala ka naman ipakita in terms of actual resistance or anything, konting humility naman. Alright? Konting self-awareness naman. Alright? Huwag tayong magpa-cute. Going back to this is what I appreciate with VP Lenny. Because at
Tinutulong ko na si Senator Trillanes. Hindi po kami nagkaulay. Hindi po kami nagkausap. I think last ko siya nakausap 2022 elections pa. Pero sa akin naman, nire-respeto ko yung pakiramdam niya about the meeting. Alam natin na for a very long time talagang nilalabanan na ni Senator Trillanes si Duterte. At naiintindihan ko where he is coming from.
So, exactly. Naintindihan ko where Trillanes is coming from, which with extension says naintindihan niya lahat ng may ibang tao nag-raise ng concerns, including yours truly, because I also felt it was not the right thing to do or the right time. But that didn't mean we were questioning the good intentions of the Vice President, or at least on my part, I never questioned the decency and integrity of the good Vice President. I just felt in terms of political effect, optics, and timing, it was not the best thing. And you're free to disagree with me. No problem with that. Please go ahead, disagree with me. But make sure you disagree with me based on facts, reason, logic. Hindi based on pa-cute, this pathetically puerile, papuris, ek-ek na ganon. Alright? Okay. Now, what I also like with VP Lenny here is that at the same time, she firmly pushed back against what she believes are baseless claims by Senator Trillanes. Kaya sabi ko dito, kaya kung napanood niyo yung interview ko with Senator Trillanes, I said, Senator Trillanes, can we just go back and talk about unifying the pink, progressive, whatever you want to call it, movement? Alright? Huwag na tayo mag-away. Alright? Now, of course, I can be criticized for still making comments on this issue, but it was in the spirit of pushing the debate in the right direction and learning the right lessons. Nevertheless, I don't know yung nangyari sa kabilang channel nung interview si Sunny kung ano na nang sinasabi niya about Lenny. That didn't happen on my platform. Let's be absolutely clear about it. And I made it clear that that's not what I'm looking for when I interviewed him. I made it clear that this should be about leadership, positive lessons to be learned, and moving forward in the best way possible. Not talking about it. So for the fools who are saying, oh, Richard, wag mo na pag-usapan, move on tayo. This is Lenny herself talking about the issue. How many weeks after? Alright, so no, who are these self-proclaimed, gatekeepers? Alright, to say who should talk about? You cannot police what we're talking about, especially when you don't know what we're talking about. You don't know anything about modern complex politics. Obviously, mga pakit lang sila siya. Now, kudos to VP Lenny. She also very categorically disagreed also with the claim of Senator Trillanes. Exactly. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You show compassion and at the same time you agree to disagree. Okay lang yan. Dapat ganun, guys. Dapat ganun. This is how you do mature leadership. Kaya kudos kay VP Lenny Robredo.
React lang ako dun sa isang statement niya na sinasabi niya na alam ko na beforehand. In fact, naglinis ako ng bahay namin. Kasi alam ko na beforehand na bibisitahin ako. Hindi yun totoo. Kaya nga sinasabi ko na okay naman na may opinion, pero wala naman sanang fake news. So doon lang naman ako nag-react. Pero as to his feelings sa opinion about the meeting, nire-respeto ko yun.
See, ganon. Exactly. I mean, I wish Lenny did this last week or something like that. But anyways, I think I'm glad that the good VP herself spoke on this issue para we can move forward but based on a proper understanding of issue. Kasi hindi ka pwede mag-move forward kung hindi properly sarado. Closure. We needed a closure on that issue. In fairness naman kay Senator Trillanes, he has moved on already. Nasa Caloocan siya and all of that. But I think kudos to VP Lenny Robredo. She made that intervention. I think that intervention is extremely important because it allows for us to move forward in a mature way. And at the same time, I think it effectively rejects yung ganyan policing of discourse, shutting down of any contrarian views, this puerile, pathetic cancel culture, all this name calling, all this childish nonsense, all of this anti-intellectual fanaticism, all of this purist, pacute posturing. No, that doesn't have any place. So thank you for VP Lenny Robredo for reminding us that we can politely agree to disagree, and more importantly, we have to have compassion. So tignan mo, even if Lenny probably also was offended by insinuations or more by Sentry, sinabi pa rin niya, naintindihan ko saan siya galing. So I really hope, guys, we learn from these interventions, right? We can have a debate about who's right and who's wrong and all, but I think this was a very good intervention by the good VP Lenny. And hindi kailangan millennial or gender minority to be actually a representation of new politics. And I think buhay na buhay ang Robredo model, buhay na buhay ang legacy ni Jesse Robredo, and I think that good legacy for good governance is going to continue not only with folks in Naga only, but also with Trillanes running Caloocan, with Vico Soto running in Pasig, and so many other good people, including our good mayor here in Baguio, also running for re-election. So mabuhay ko po kayong lahat. Mabuhay ko kayong lahat. Parang ending na rin ng Camille Villar. Sipag at tiyaga po ang kailangan natin. My family, my... Thank you very much. All right. No, but you see where I'm coming from, guys. All right. So yun, compassion and maturely agree to disagree, but don't lose off the bigger fight, eye on the ball. On that note, thank you very much. God bless, and talk to you soon.